Hi, this is Mike DiMuccio. You know, most people would like to make more money in their life, but they don't know how. They've been programmed. We all went to school, if we did what our parents wanted us to do, to get a good education, because that's what we were expected to do. Why? So that we could get a good job. We understand how money is earned in the world. We'll understand why that situation has plagued so many people, but is responsible for the #1 cause of stress in most people's lives: the lack of money, the lack of freedom of time. This is a cash flow quadrant by Robert Kiyosaki. He explains it really simply. We earn income in 4 different ways: either as an employee, or we become self-employed, or we own a big business, or we have money that's already invested and making money for us. These are basically the 4 ways money is earned. There's an inherent problem with the first one, being an employee. If you work for someone, which means you're dependent, you trade time for money. You take all the time that you have to earn the money that you earn to live the way you're earning, or to live the way you're living. If you're self-employed, which means maybe you were frustrated with the employee situation, you decide to break out on your own, become self-employed, or maybe you're a professional, an accountant, a lawyer. In the end, someone who is self-employed still trades time for money. Yes, you may have some employees, but generally speaking, you're the boss of those employees. They are dependent on you. You're independent, except you're the last one to get paid. And it costs money, quite a bit of money to start your own business. So this is a situation that only 20% of the population like to get involved in. Here, on the other hand, is 75% of the population. So right here, on this left-hand side, is 95% of the entire population. Why? Because that's how we were educated, that's how we were raised, and that's why we end up doing what we do. On the other hand, on this side of the equation, to have a business where you may have thousands of employees means you have a system working for you. You don't trade time for money. You've learned that creating a business that creates value is how you earn income. The greater the value of your business, the greater the value that you provide as a service to society, the greater are your shares, the greater are your rewards. And of course, if you have money to invest, which is only 1% of the population that actually make money in this department, well, we don't even need to go there. But with this population here, it's only 5% of the population. 4% is business owners, large businesses. 1% is investment money being made. That is only 5% of the population, but they make 95% of all the money. All the money that's earned is earned by 5% of the population who don't trade time for money. They've understood, they were taught, they were educated, certainly not by the educational system, but by their family, by studying, by being mentored or coached by people who are already living in this way, how to create value. And so in the end, what we're looking to do is create value. However, if you're stuck at a job and you say to yourself, well, I don't have time to start a business. Well, I don't have the education or the skills to start a business. Or maybe you already have a business and you've got some employees and it's taking you all the time you have and all the energy you have to manage that small business. You might say to yourself, I don't have the time or the ability at this point to create another business. That's a lie. It's a lie we tell ourselves to allow us to carry on, because this side of the equation is driven by the need to feel secure, emotionally needing to feel secure. But these people don't care about security. They care about freedom. If you chase security, you'll be the most insecure person you know. If you chase freedom, security is not even an issue. And so the most secure people are the people over here. So what we really need is to create a bridge, a way to get from here to there. Whether you are an employee, whether you're self-employed, we need a bridge. We need a way to get from this side of the equation to this side of the equation. I mean, seriously, most of you listening to this have children or will have children. If you had your education to do over again, which education would you rather have? The one that leads you to this, or the one that leads you to this? And the answer is obvious. But this education is not to be found in the school system. It's going to be found through private enterprise or from people you know. And you just happen to know somebody right now who shared this video with you and this event with you, who's showing you how to create a bridge where you can create an income stream independent of time. They say, how's that possible? There needs to be some time. Okay, yeah, there needs to be some time. A little bit of time. Now, when you said you didn't have any, the thing is, we all have the same 24 hours. All of us have the same 24 hours. The question is, how do you choose to invest those 24 hours? Do you make excuses for not having time, or do you find time for the things that matter most to you? And of course, you know the answer to that question. We always find the time for the things that matter most to us. Well, if your financial freedom and the safety and security of your family really matters to you, then creating multiple sources of income, how these people over here operate, must become your focus and your prime directive. How they do it is really simple. There is an old saying, I guess it was one of the wealthiest people in the world who said it. I'd rather earn 1% from the efforts of 100 people than 100% from the efforts of one. So what these people do is they earn a small percent of something big, something that creates value, independent of their time. Generally speaking, they have many, many, many people working, either in their corporation or as partners in many projects and many businesses. In fact, most wealthy people have more than one business. They have many businesses, even hundreds of businesses, some of the wealthiest people. And you think, how do they possibly manage that? They don't manage that. They have people manage that. That's the key. You move from being dependent to being independent to being interdependent. This is where you learn to build relationships with people you trust and respect and leverage their abilities, leverage their time, leverage their interests, leverage their purpose, leverage their passion and their desire to create. And so in our business in Nikken, how we create multiple sources of income, let's say you're over here as an employee or self-employed. When you sponsor someone in Nikken, when you enroll someone in Nikken, they're their own business owner. They now have a direct relationship with Nikken. They are independent of you. However, they're working in partnership with you. And so this person may generate a little bit of business. And you, because you're their sponsor and they're part of your network, earn a small percent of that business. That's one other source of income that you didn't have. What's beautiful about this is there's no limit to how many people you can personally sponsor. And some of these people may have huge businesses, very large business, some very small, but in the end, you're helping them get started by taking advantage of the Nikken system. The Nikken system is what enables this to happen. If you don't have a system, the B quadrant is not possible. There has to be a system. Even McDonald's, for instance, is a system. That's how it became so successful. So here we have a system where we can help other people generate an income of their own, independent of what they're currently doing, and you earn a small percent. And there's no limit. These people don't cost you money. They invest in their own business. They invest their own time in their own business. Here's the other thing that's most amazing about this system, is they can do the same. They can go out and create multiple sources themselves. Each time they enroll someone, this creates another opportunity for a business to generate income. And since this is all part of your network, this is all part of the percentage that you can earn. So here you have a system that replicates itself. The potential for this is extraordinary. This, quite frankly, is the best entrepreneurial system ever devised by man. I truly believe it. I'm here in my home office this morning, sharing this information with you. Meanwhile, out there are hundreds of thousands of people in the city of Toronto driving in the middle of traffic driving themselves crazy to get to work, to a job that they don't like or a business that they hate, in traffic, consuming most of the free time that they would have if they didn't have to drive to work. What would you do with free time? What would you do with more money? I'll leave that up to you to decide, but we have the system.